Hello, yes, I am Dr. Radhika, Professor in Computer Science and Engineering. In this session, I am going to explain inserting a node at the last of a single-A linked list. Okay, before inserting a node, so first of all, we have to see the node definition. So first of all, we will write the node definition. So node is defined by using a structure. So how we can define the structure? Struct S-node. S-node is the name given for the singly linked list node, and the opening braces. Here we have two parts. One is the data part, and here the data part is of type integer. Int data, and next you should have a pointer to the next node. So here next node is also a node of your singly linked list. So that means it should be a variable of the S node. So that's why what you have to do? You have to give the same structure, that is struct S node. So what is the data type of your node? It is struct S node. So whenever you are giving the data type of the struct node, it is an user defined data type, that is struct S node. But here it is a pointer. So here I am giving next. So the closing braces and semicolon. So whatever variable you give to this structure, so every structure variable that is defined for this struct S node, it is a node. It is a node, that is, it is a node of your singly linked list, that is this one. Okay, so after declaring the structure, what you have to do? So every time, instead of using struct node as the user defined data type, what you will do is, for simplification purpose, we will give an alias name to our user defined data type, that is struct. So how you can give the new name for your user defined data type? You can give it as type def struct S node is the user defined data type. So for this user defined data type, now I want to give a new name, which is a pointer. So that's why here pointer will also come, and the name of the new name is nptr, that is node pointer. For in my view, it is node pointer. So n node ptr is pointer. So here we have given a new name to struct S node, that is your user defined data type. So we have given a new name to our struct S node. We have given a new name. That new name is what? It is S node. So it is a new name for our struct S node, that is nptr. So that is defined by the keyword, by using the keyword typedef in C language. So giving an alias name is given by typedef. So now we have given a new name. So after giving the node definition, so first we have to give the node definition, and this is for simplification purpose. Just we have given just a new name to our struct S node. That's all. So next what we have to do is, we have to first create a header. So first next what we will do? We will call the function create header. So what this function will do? It will create a header for your linked list. So whenever we are using linked list, so always the linked list will be headed by a header. So the header will contain the first node address. So this is a very important whenever you are working with linked list. So the create header function is called. So now what we are trying to do is, we are trying to insert the elements into the linked list. So how I want to insert the elements is, so I want to insert the element, that is I want to insert a node at the last of my list. So here also we have to consider some cases. So here what are those cases are? So first of all, if you assume the list is empty, the first case is what? The case 1 is, suppose if you assume, so just we have created the header. After creating the header, what we have to do? So here the list is empty. So that means, that indicates what? So now how is our list? It is having no nodes in the list. So that means the case 1 is list is empty. So if the list is empty, whatever, suppose even though we want to insert the node at the last, but this is the first node that we are going to insert into our list. So that's why even though it is the last node, so that itself becomes the first node also. So because it is the first node that is going to be inserted into the list. So that means what? So one case we have to consider is, suppose if the list is empty. So then whatever node we want to insert it as a last node, that itself becomes the last node, first node and the only one node. Okay. And the second case is inserting as last node. Insert as last. So here we have to consider two cases. So we have to see that our function should work for both the cases. So for example, first case, if you take the first case, only the header is created. So this is your header. This is your header. So the header next is this is null. So if it is null means what? So once the header is created, a node will be created, and suppose if h next is null, what does it indicate? It indicates that it is a list that does not contain any nodes. So that is an empty list. So now we will consider here both the cases. So now we will start writing the function. So whenever if you want to write the function, so what we have to do is, first we have to write the return type. What is the return type? Here the return type is just we are inserting a node at the last. That's all. So here our create header function will return the header. So our header is fixed. Here our header is fixed because here everything we are, in the case of linked list, we are working everything with the pointers. So whenever we are working with pointers are by default, they are passed by reference. So whatever changes you do in the function, all the changes will be reflected to the calling place also. So that's why here our header is fixed, which is the head of our linked list. So now what we will do is, so now we are writing the function. Whenever we want to insert a node at the last, so we are inserting the node and we are not returning any value. So that's why what will be the return type? The return type will be void. What will be the return type? The return type will be void, because just it will insert the node, and that whatever updations we have done in the linked list, all those updations will be passed by reference to the calling place. So that's why here the return type is what? Void. So now I will write the function name. So function name can be any valid identifier. So here I am writing the function name as insert last. Insert last. And then you have to give the parameters list for your function. Whenever you are working with singly linked list, one parameter is compulsory. That is your header node. So without header node, what we can do? We can do nothing, because the header itself is having the first node address. So that's why whenever you are working with singly linked list, the first parameter that you have to pass to the function is header. So here, what is the first parameter? So it is header. What is the data type of your what is the data type of your header here? It is also a node. So it is a node means it is, what is its data type? Its data type is struct node, and it is a pointer. So that's why struct node asterisk. So instead of struct node asterisk, what we have given? We have given a new name, that is nptr. So here I will give nptr. What is my function name? What is my pointer name here? It is h. That is the header of my list. The header of my list. So header. Next, whenever if you want to insert an element, so you can pass the value, that is your data value. You can pass the data value either as a parameter to the function, or also you can read the value within the function also. So we have flexibility whenever we are programming. So if you want, you can pass it from the function, or also you can write the function such that just you can pass only the header and you can read the value of data within the function also. Both are correct. Okay. So for example, here I am passing the data as a parameter. So that I am saying it as x. So here I am passing how many parameters? Here I am passing 2 parameters. One is the header of the list and another one is the value. So now these are the parameters. Now I have to start how I can insert the node as a last in my list. So first of all, I will consider the first case. So whenever you are working with linked list, so because here you are using pointers are passed by reference. So that's why whenever you are working with linked list, you should not use this variable h in your processing. You should not use this variable h in the processing. Why we should not use is because suppose if by mistake some modifications have been done to your header, then there is a chance of losing the list also. So that means what? Because the header is the only pointer that is having the address of the first node. So if you lose that address of the first node, so you lost your list. So that's why always we will not use this header. We will not use this header. Just what we will do is we will use this header, that is the value that is there in your header, in some another temporary variables, and that temporary variable will be used for us in our processing. So that it indicates what? Our header is safe with its first node address. So that's why don't use this h on the left hand side of the assignment operator. Because whenever if you give on the left hand side of the assignment operator means you are trying to change the value. So that should not be done. So now what we will do is we will use some temporary variables. So what is the data type of your temporary variables? It is nptr, and here I am giving a variable temp. Temp is a variable. Temp is a variable of data type what? nptr. nptr means struct node asterisk. nptr means struct node asterisk. That means I have declared one more pointer to my struct s node. Okay. So in order to do my processing. Okay. So next what I will do is I will give the temp first node address. I will give temp the first node address. Where you will have the first node address? You will have the first node address in hnext. So you will have the first node address in hnext. So I am giving hnext. I am giving hnext. So what does it indicate? Here temp is equal to hnext means you are giving the first node address to temp. So hnext is having what? The first node address. The first node address is assigned to temp. So now what we will do is we will use this temp for our processing. So first, whenever if you want to create a new node, so you need to declare another pointer. So that is your new node. So what I am doing is I am giving it as new node. So that means what? Here I am declaring one more pointer for my new node. So what is its name? Its name is new node. Okay, again what is its data type? It is also a node. So that's why again its data type is struct s node. And here it is a pointer. So that's why we have given it as nptr, struct node asterisk. Okay, so now what we have to do? First we have to create the memory for this new node. So how you can create the memory for this new node? So new node is equal to, so we have to use malloc function for allocating the memory dynamically at runtime. So that malloc function is available in the header file alloc.h. So now what we have to do is we have to allocate the memory. What is the syntax of allocating memory for the using the malloc function? First one is you have to do the typecasting. So how you can do the typecasting? So whenever the malloc function allocates the memory and it will allocate the memory and it will return a void pointer. So this void pointer must be converted to your particular type. So here what is our particular type? It is struct node asterisk. Okay, it is struct node asterisk. So that's why what we have to do here. Here we have to convert our pointer to struct node asterisk. Instead of struct node asterisk, what we can give? We can give it as nptr. So typecasting is compulsory because whenever you declare a integer pointer, so it will point to integer data. If you declare a float pointer means it will point to float data. Similarly, whenever if you want to give for new node, so it is of type user defined data type struct s node. So that's why what you will do? You will give the nptr as the typecasting. It will convert into struct s node asterisk and then you will give the malloc function and then you should give the block size, that is the memory block size. Here how much memory is required for us? The size occupied by struct s node. How much size is required? 2 bytes plus 2 bytes, 4 bytes. So that here we can know the value directly, but in C language we have an operator called as size of to return the size occupied by that particular data type. So size of, what you can do here? You can you can give struct s node. So it will return the size occupied by that particular struct s node user defined data type. So that much memory is allocated to new node. Now what you have to do? So whether the memory has been allocated or not, you have to check it. So if the memory is not allocated, is it necessary to do the remaining process? It's waste. So that's why you have to check it. So if new node is double equal to null, if the memory is allocated, then the address of that particular memory location will be given for the new node. If it has not allocated the memory, then it will return null. So that's why if it is equal to null, what does it indicate? It indicates that the memory is not allocated to new node. So we will give a message, printf out of memory. We have given some message specifying that the memory has not been free. That is, the memory has not been allocated. So next, in the else part, if it comes to the else part means what does it indicate? It indicates that the memory has been allocated to the new node. So after the memory has been allocated, so what we have to do? So that means the new node has been created. So now we will consider the first case. So that is, for example, if the list is empty, so then what will happen? So here your new node is created. For example, you assume that this is the new node. So the memory has been allocated. So after allocating the memory, first what you have to do is you have to assign the value, that is the data value. So that is new node data is equal to, so what is the value that we have passed to the function as data? X. So that value I have assigned. For example, assume it as some 10. X is equal to 10. That value will be assigned in the data part. So now you have to modify the links. So how you can modify? So for example, if this is the case, so then what you have to do? This is new node and here we have the null. What we have to do? Here we have to place the null. And you have to delete this link. And what you have to do? You have to place the hnext as this node. This is what you have to do. So for example, if you have the second case means what? So you have, this is h. So you have more number of lists, more number of nodes in your list. So for example, so you have 3 nodes, assume like that, more than 1, it may be 1 or more than 1. So some you have 10, 20, 30 for example. So now you want to insert the new node here. This is new node, and for example this is the case, new node. So then what you have to do? So you will assign, for example I am giving the values not in order, assume like that. Okay, so now for example this 10 value must be assigned here. Then what we have to do? Where is, so we have only the first node address in hnext. So now what address we want? We want the address of this node. We want the address of this node. Which node? We want the address of last node. That is this node. We want the address of this node because this is the last node. So for that one what we have to do? We have to move the pointer. So we have only the first node address. So from the first node, so already we have assigned temp is equal to hnext. So from here what we have to do is we have to move the temp from here to the last node. Until where we have to move? Until the temp next is equal to null. So we have to move the node. So for both the cases, suppose if it is this case, then what we have to do? We have to place the temp here. And suppose if this is the case, then where we have to place? We have to place the temp here. So anyway, where we have to place? We have to place the temp where its next is equal to null. So that condition is used for us here. So see how we can write that one. So what I will do? So already I have assigned temp to first node, that is this one. Here it is, first node means this one. So that means what? I will check whether temp next not equal to null. Temp next not equal to null. While, so what you have to check is, so first of all you have to check whether a node is there, and also you have to check whether its next is not equal to null. Okay, so first of all, if you take the first case, so first we will write that case. So if suppose if temp is equal to hnext, suppose if this is the case, so then what will happen? Here temp will be equal to null. Temp will be equal to null, isn't it? Here temp will be equal to null. So in that case, what we can do is, if temp is equal to null, what does it indicate? We don't have a node in our linked list. So then what we can do? So our new node becomes the first node. So what we can do? First we can modify this link. That is new node next is equal to hnext. In hnext what we have? We have null. So null is placed in which node? This new node. And then what we can do? Then we can link the hnext to new node. So now what happened? Here this null is placed here, and next this is this line, and next what is happening? We are placing this link, that is hnext is equal to new node. So did we satisfy the first case? We have satisfied. Now what about the second case? Okay, I will write the second case here. So this case is over. Now we have to write this case. So So for that one, what we have to do is, so here what we will do, we will start the temp from here. From here we will start the temp and we will move until its next is equal to null. So what we will do? So in its else part, else, what we are doing? While temp next not equal to null. We are moving the pointer until last node. Temp next not equal to null. If until temp next is not equal to null, what we are trying to move? We are trying to move the pointer temp. Temp is equal to temp next. Temp is equal to temp next. So what will happen first? Here it is. So here what will happen? Is temp next not equal to null? No. So that's why we will move the pointer from here to here. Next, again, is temp next not equal to null? No. Again from here it will be moved to this location. So after coming to this location, is temp next not equal to null? It is equal to null. Then it will come out of the loop. After coming out of the loop, now you have to modify the links. So how you can modify? So first you have to modify the new node. So new node next is equal to what you have to assign? You have to assign temp next. In temp next what we have? We have null. In temp next we have null. So in the new node next we have placed null because that itself is the last node. So then what you have to do? So that means here your null is placed. That is null is placed. So then what you have to do? You have to link this one. You have to give the link. So this link we have to give. So that how we can give? Temp next is equal to this is temp next. So this null will be gone here now. What will happen? Temp next means a link has been, we are giving a link and it is equal to, what is that value? It is new node. So this is the closing of this else, this if, and again closing of else and closing of, and this is the closing of else and this is the closing of function. So this is how we can insert a node, at the last of a list. So even though here we are considering two cases, suppose if the list is empty and if the list contains some nodes. So both the cases are satisfied here. So this is how we can insert a node at the last. So if you like my video, please like, share and subscribe to our channel.